Welcome team, how are we going? It is Kaz and Lauren, and this back screen has already got me thinking exactly where I need to put my mother-in-law, but also I don't know if I've got the bladder to have this in the background. Can you see it, Lauren?
Yeah, I can. I don't know, it's kind of nice though. It's spooky but nice.
It is quite nice, very Children of the Corn.
It looks a bit like a bayou.
It is, maybe. Well, team, we're here tonight. We're going to bring up a few videos for you tonight, and it's for your viewing pleasure. We're on 8,999 subscribers, which means we're about to hit probably the 9K this stream. Row your boat. So make sure that you do come in here. Don't be a fugazi, a fake diamond. Come in, become part of the crowd. Stay for the excellent people in chat. The best community on YouTube.
Indeed.
It is. And I'd really love to hear from the civilians and the veterans, as well as those that are about to join, what your opinion is. And I really am considering what you're saying here, because I think that the UK, like Australia, like the USA, keeps dropping the goddamn ball in regards to recruiting our military, in how to communicate with civilians, young people, in a way that would make you think, well, you know what, why would I join the military these days? So that I can end up like Thomas Curry, who this is dedicated to tonight, him and his lovely lady, Carla, the girlfriend, who remembers a widow when she's a girlfriend of a young man who's 21 years old from 4-2 Commando in the Royal Marines in the UK, who got killed in 2007. They call him Vinders. Tonight it's about him. Because they shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old, and age shall not weary them as the years condemn. And they're going down to the sun, and in the morning we will remember them, lest we forget.
Lest we forget.
So tonight, let's dedicate this to the memory, not just of Vinders that we can see there to your bottom left, in the front of the screen, but also to his lovely lady in the background centre, whose name is Carla, girlfriend, not wife, so no official trappings to his memory, which is devastatingly upsetting for the potential that could have been a fantastic family. And she looks as pretty as a peach as well. But also to the other victim of this and of the event. When Vinders was killed, the gentleman to the side got the Cross of Gallantry by continuing on with the task, and he actually took care of the two Taliban fighters in hand-to-hand combat, and he dispatched them as well. But now he's left with the memory, the sadness and the post-traumatic stress of, could have I moved faster? And the answer is, young man, no, you couldn't have. This is the misfortunes of conflict. It's you or them, and I'm sure they have families, that are upset for them too. But tonight, let's think of young people with a face behind it, like Thomas Curry, Vinders, Vindaloo. You can see where his nickname came from. That's the way we are. We've got that sense of humour. But welcome to everyone tonight. We've got some funny videos here too to crack us up before we start. And I think, Lauren, before we should go into it, to all those who are new, fantastic. Subscribe. Become a member if you want to. This is the lovely voice of Lauren.
Yep, hello. Sorry to jump in on you. We've got some new people in chat. Welcome, Dark Spartan. He's been watching for a while.
The Dark Spartan. That means we've got multiple Spartans.
I knew you'd love that name.
I do.
And he's just jumped in to say g'day. We love it when you jump in and say g'day, especially long-time lurkers. We love it. And there's also Rob0624343. Hey, Kaz and team. First stream, been trying to get on for a while. Well, you're here now.
You are here now. And you're here with the Spartan of colour.
Yep, exactly. Oh, Steve.
Can we please make sure that we get some thumbs up there while I throw this out to our veteran, Steve Bryce here. This is the Kraken. This is my best way of hugging you without, actually touching. It's a Kraken! Feed him a mother-in-law. That should make him happy. Welcome, Culinary. Thanks, Steve Bryce. And with that done, that would more than pay for the can of Coke that I would be having, okay, at the moment that I haven't got here. Tomorrow, team, Spartan. My eyes are buttons, by the way, team. I can't quite see that. There's a second donation that's coming in from Spartan 117. Damn, I wanted to get the first shot off. He wanted to get his shot off. Okay. This one's coming to you too, mate. Where are we? Thank you very much. And feel this calamari claw embracing. It's a kraken! Feed him a mother-in-law. That should make him happy. Welcome, calamari. We need to get some Romans in here, too.
We've got lots, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got a lot of them in Patreon. Who else we got here? Is that Chongo?
Yeah,
Uh-oh,
Chongo.
Chongo. Good to see it's 4 thumbs he's got there and not 3, like Senior Lightfoot, Dave D, the Spartan 117,
It's a thing now.
Carl P throwing 3 squid on the barbie.
I started it.
Guys and girls, how about we start off with something a little bit funny before we go into the serious nature, well, semi-serious nature of a topic, which is, where is recruiting going wrong? Considering the vast populations that there is throughout the countries as the population goes up, with maximum amount of distraction that would say to someone, why go and join the army when I can be comfortable, stay in air conditioning and get paid potentially more, but then have regrets later on when they haven't actually lived a life at all? Not that you have to join the military to live your life, but if you want to get paid to be in a helicopter, paid to be in a ship, paid to be in an Amtrak, paid to have brothers and sisters around you that have your back despite the fact they may not even like your personality, but they'll have your back. What do we got here?
Drunk Aussie's leaning on his keyboard again. He's done it again.
We've got a drunkard in the chat. What I'm going to do...
Like your work, it has helped me out with my wish to join the Defence Force. Had my youth session today. So far, so good. That's great. You're always a really great supporter of the channel.
Drunk Aussie, that is the scariest part, is the actual youth session. The first time you go in and say, this is who I am, and start that ball rolling. That's fantastic. And I'm going to dedicate a video that we're about to put on just for you. You ready for it? This is for Drunk Aussie for that menstrual cycle donation. Thank you, my friend. And I'll give you a tip where you can put your money instead of here in a minute.
This is Charlotte, my friend, who's going to help me scare my boyfriend.
Hi, Charlotte.
Since he likes to scare me all the time.
You watching, Lauren?
Yeah, I'm watching.
I'm about to scare my boyfriend with a giant hairy spider. Let me show you this real quick. Charlotte's going to go up her web.
This is funny as hell. And she's as cute as a peach too. I hope you enjoy this one, Drunk Aussie.
It's payback time.
Hear it though, remember, I'm just getting the visual.
He's watching documentaries on Elephant Tube. We always tell your team that when something goes down, you're either going to choose fight, freeze, or flee. He will always know that he chose flee. You know, that one's for you, Drunk Aussie. I hope you enjoyed it, mate. And that's what a relationship should be like too. It should be maximum fun. You're going to have plenty of time to be like that when the kids come along. Then you should be doing it to them. Yeah. But guys and girls, this is what it's about tonight. Okay, would you join the military? What would be the criteria that you would join if it wasn't already in your heart as a calling? What would be the the tripwire that made you go, I'm putting my hand up and not waiting to be conscripted. You know, because I can't blame people, especially in the UK, that have been in combat for 2,000 years, if your shores are not being threatened, endangered, and you keep going overseas for a culture that doesn't even like you, then why would you want to join? Especially when you are just getting attacked and attacked and attacked. Like this guy, the chief of their military, who talks about he wants to make it a lad-free military. He wants to, he's disgusted by the lack of females in representation of the 150 commanders at the top, that he wants more females. It's supposed to be regardless of gender. It's about output. Now, something you've got to understand when you're a lady, to get promoted means you've got to be better than the people around you. Now, if you enlist and it's already at a double standard, that you're already producing well below the physical standard, then that's going to make it very hard for you to become that 150 as well. This has been a very new insertion of females into the military, so to speak. No one complains when the numbers are skew when the massive amount, the 99.9% of people that die are white males. No one says that's sexist. No one says that is typical white male privilege. No one says anything about it. You know, there is no equity in the army. You get in there, you pass, or you fail. There's no two people really on the same pay grade. You're not meant to be comparing what has he got that I don't have. You go in there because you said that you wanted to serve. You wanted the great adventure.
Exactly. And, you know, you earn what you get.
It's true. You earn what you get. That's exactly right, Lauren.
It's true. Yeah.
Are you performing well? Were you doing your job perfectly and then got attacked for your colour? Did you get attacked for your gender? I'd say no. This is what happens when someone goes in, is unable to come up with the goods, and then says, it can't be because of me. It can't be because of my performance. It can't be because I'm an underachiever, fail everything I do, and then take it out on others, and I'm insubordinate and borderline non-team player. You bring on your own fate a lot of the time. The other one, which is sad, is, especially for young men, you need to be prepared to stand up for yourself. Now, if we were to take this away, Lauren, and we didn't say it was military, you know, like the 2nd Battalion, 1st Battalion, 3rd Battalion, etc., where you can end up with 700 men at the boozer, drinking, shit's going to go wrong.
Yes.
But that's not an army thing.
No.
If you put 700 electricians in one area and said drink until the bar goes closed, there's going to be trouble.
Exactly.
Shearers, bikies, students. University, they attack each other and have fights.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. I think the danger is, Lauren, if we try to recruit what looks like a BuzzFeed video of all the different people of colour, the different colours of the rainbow. You know, it's not meant to be based on sex. It's not meant to be based on colour. It's not meant to be based on gender. It's meant to be based on capability. So that takes us to the first video. Let's check it out.
Okay.
Where does confidence come from?
Where does confidence come from?
How you look?
Hey, look, man. Look at me. This could be huge. Just 6 weeks. Guarantee results fast. Get rid with my workout plan. It's the case, guarantee.
Quick hits?
Yes, brother. You
are coming out tonight.
have an absolute belter. Just a quick drink for the road, my man.
Oh, this is mad, man. You're feeling it. It's so good to see you.
Fast fashion?
What's up, my man? You already know what it is. And today, when I'm busting some fresh heat, take those dusty cracks off your feet, man. Now, okay, this is the hottest drop of the year. Don't forget to subscribe.
Instant likes?
Come on, mate. Nearly there.
Lots of things can give you confidence for a little while. But confidence that lasts a lifetime? there's one place you'll find that.
Army, the best. Right, I've got my opinions on that, but I'd like to ask you guys quickly, what did you think of that ad? And some of you have probably seen it before. What do you think about it, and what's your initial response? And then we'll explain what mine is and what Lauren's is, or what the military perspective is, as opposed to the civilian perspective, because it's quite interesting. And I don't know if they did a sample of this to the civilian population at the age that you're looking at to join, and actually said, what do you think to this? What does this say to you? Does this strike into your heart and inspire you to join?
Yeah, I'll probably have to hear you guys discuss it because I couldn't hear it. So I'll listen to you guys discuss it and I'll just join in on what you guys are saying.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Interesting fact. To join the paras or guards, myself for Crown Pride, anyone else looking to join the paras or the guards yourself, they're in peacetime army at the moment. Be very careful, mate, of making a switch to an army with a lot lower standards of care for the soldier, as well as lower pay and conditions. Be careful.
Yeah, exactly.
The grass is not greener on the other side, mate.
Oh, not when you're in Australia and it comes to the Defence Force, that's for sure.
Okay, so Chicken Boy reckons it was a cool ad. Spartan says, I didn't mind it, but it seems like they are playing to the youth's hatred for ads.
Yeah.
The youth's hatred of ads, okay?
Yeah, Stickman said it was such a Gen Z angle.
It is.
I guess that's who they're aiming it at though.
And that's fine.
Not necessarily a bad thing, yeah. They've got to, and also the same with like targeting youth's hatred for ads. You know, that's not a bad angle either. You know, advertising is advertising.
And the reaction, you know, is going to be different. There's some people that will never join, never enlist, no matter what. And there's other people that are just waiting for that inspiration. But, okay, what else we got? We've got Rob at Crispy Chips. I'm looking at the Royal Marines if I can't get in the Australian Army. Okay, that's that's another course of action.
Mr. P's off for his night of romance.
Say hello to Mrs. Patterson for us. Give her a nice hug.
Indeed.
And thank you for everything you do, Mr. P in blue.
Yeah. Indeed. Yeah.
Yep.
Indeed.
Tarpsy. Personally, it does not inspire me to join. Also, I believe confidence does not come by joining the army, it comes from within. No, that's not true. That's not true. Tarpsy, I'm not trying to call you out there, mate, but the military absolutely gives confidence, and we're talking about a lifetime. I believe the message was fine.
Yeah,
in that
they purposely program you with confidence, and it's not bad programming.
They train you to be responsible. They train you to be team orientated, regardless of liking someone. They teach you how to fail, then get back up, be retrained, and keep going until you pass, or you are a failure, and then they get rid of you.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah. I don't think confidence comes from within. This fake it till you make it when it comes to confidence isn't real. I think with any trade or job and that, if you go through it and do it, you can learn confidence in that arena. But with the army, they do teach you this different kind of confidence, I think.
they will pick you up and make you serious very quickly, but then they'll also teach you how to instantly turn it back off again.
I like what Dave D said. Confidence comes with competence.
That's right.
That's true.
That's true. All this is the generation of memes, believe, conceive, achieve, which is all bullshit. It's all bullshit. All that motivational crap, it doesn't work. It might get you up sometimes to go to the gym, but it's not going to give you mission success.
Exactly. It's a Disney attitude and it's not real.
I'll say that I like the message, okay? I do like that confidence for life. It gives you tools. It does give you that. It causes you not just to talk about things, but to physically achieve it. But what I didn't like about it at all was if I was a civilian and I wasn't quite sure, I felt like that was saying, from a military perspective, that if you're not in the army, you're a loser. Because all it showed was people from all walks of life for fakeness and basically saying you don't, and it's basically saying you don't want to be one of them. So it's going to make an enemy of people against soldiers. Oh, so you think you're better than us now because all I want to do is,
Exactly. We're trying to bridge that gap, right? We don't want that gap.
Yeah.
You know, that's not what you want or need, because some people who do apply, probably even with the British forces, will be knocked back, and then how are they going to, carry on?
That's right. And we forget too in Australia that the UK is in a lot bigger mess than what Australia is.
Yeah.
They've got a massive amount of military. They have got a hot pot of different cultures, nationalities, victim mentality. They're probably in a worse position than the US. They've got enclaves of all these different groups that are basically at war with each other. In Australia, no one gives a shit, really, do we? We don't really give a shit. Our recruiting's going up. We can't get people to stop coming to the door.
Yeah. Dark Spartan said he liked it as it spoke about a bond that you make in the hard times and the lifetime mateship after the force. That's a good thing.
It is a good thing. It's I just think that the video should be delivered as something that shows someone going through hardship with their best friends. It should show the laughter. It should show helicopters. It should show the adventure, the things that you can't have. The payday, the sitting around having the Chinese food, but then the seriousness back at job, and then don't water it down. Show how hard it is. Because Australian recruiting ads are horrible. I looked at that, but it went for 3 minutes. I wasn't going to put it on for you. We've got another video here that we can whack on really quickly to show you. That was last year's. That was the 2020 ad, and then they came up with this ad, which again I believe the message is fine, but I think they've absolutely pitched it incorrectly. Here we go.
What's the first step towards victory? Failure.
I thought the Predator was going to come
You
out.
fail.
Come on, keep going.
You learn. So you can win when it really matters.
I'm not sure about this one.
Yeah, so there's someone that hasn't done the work before they got there and is coming last in training, then all of a sudden closes their mouth, is not breathing heavy, thinks, believes, conceives, and then all of a sudden is the best there with no sweat on her brow. It also, I think, really is a bad message. They're trying their hardest to be politically correct, but now they've sort of targeted that a female of colour is always going to be the typical weak link in the... So
That's actually what I didn't like about it either.
you could have shown a fit guy with big tattoos all over him, the stereotypical tough-looking guy.
In fact, I think.
Yeah, and show him failing, because that's going to say to the young guy that thinks I'm fit enough already, oh, God, that guy looks fitter than me and he's failing. But what happens next? They pick you up. We don't tell you we like you. We pick you up. You get treated rough. You get to the other end. You get retrained.
Yeah.
And then you get retested.
Yeah.
And then after that, you're back with the group. Or again, you go back and you go at the speed that you can learn at.
Yeah. I kind of agree with Stickman, though. He's saying pat on the back, everyone's a winner, that attitude. Because I really don't, I'm not a fan of this modern thing of everyone gets a ribbon, everyone gets a medal, everyone gets,
Yep.
a thing. It's, it kind of defeats the purpose. Some of us are better at some things than others are.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I reckon that the fairest it gets to is when you're going for Special Forces selection. They're expecting 85% of you to fail. So when you turn up there, it is like you are the salmon that is trying to swim up the stream. No one's expecting you to make it, but if you do, okay, you get the prize. It's a really difficult thing. You're there with other people that have trained for a year, potentially 6 months, that have got the warrior ethos, and they're dropping like flies, like that. And every time you pass something, you start to realise, I'm probably not going to be in that 15% that gets in, right? As you start to realise you're at the back of the pack, or you might be a third of the way through the pack, and then when people drop off, then you're halfway through the pack, and then all of a sudden you're at the back of the pack, and
Yeah. No, I agree. I think I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, the thought Plickens, that's a good name too. I understand what you're saying there, Thickens. Yeah. The ad is trying to appeal to minorities to enlist, but guess what? The minorities are the first ones to fail. And it's not because you're colour, it's not because you're gender, it's because you're different. There's no one gives a shit what your background is when you join the military. That's the reason why if you die in a conflict, it doesn't have your gender on the wall. It doesn't have your rank on the wall of honour. It just has your name. So we're all the same when we're draped in the cloth. But what's the first thing we're doing now? Politicians and senior leadership with absolutely no moral courage while trying to tell you to have it, as well as physical courage to the point of coming back from a mission they planned, you had the courage and lost your life over. They want you to skip to the rope of those that don't sign up, those that don't commit to the safety of our shores, those that will adamantly push people out the way to get onto the lifeboat while you're stuck on the Titanic, and they're yelling out to you that your top button's undone as they get lowered down to safety. Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think also with that ad, you know how I feel about like tokenism, people being okay with being used as tokens or bait for others of their kind. I think people need to say, stop freaking using me for your virtue signalling. Yep. It's not okay. You're just a person. You're joining whatever nation's military you're joining.
But it doesn't happen. You won't ever hear a feminist saying that I believe that females should play 5 sets of tennis if we're going to get paid the same.
Equal work, equal pay.
Yeah, it's weird. This is an ad called British Army Robots advert. Step up. It's cool, but I don't know.
I haven't seen that one.
G'day, my brother. Looking good. You're talking to me, Greggy Palmer. G'day, mate. How you going?
Must be. Yeah, you are looking good, Kaz.
Well, I did pretty well today for the family on the stock market. So I'm not going to go into that, but let's just say Queensland Pacific Minerals looking pretty good for Australia. Hey, we've got someone here. We've got Mark Zamp here, which is the welcome and the bearer of coffee.
Yeah, well.
Thank you very much, mate. I'm going to show you a photo for throwing that out here. Well, we can get some thumbs of colour if we can, but preferably not in threes.
Make sure it's 3.
We're not the fan of the trifecta.
You did it. It's a big
Mark, I'm going to give you something special. For starters, bam. You're going to get the Kraken welcome. If Stoddy was here, he'd normally have to drink a rum for that. It's a Kraken! Feed him a mother-in-law. That should make him happy.
Welcome, Culinary.
There you go. Hands of colour bringing you in. Spartan throwing 3 squid at you. Lauren, thank you very much. Only the one. No, there she is. There's Daz, who's meeting me with 4 hands, or 2 happy sailors, they like to call it. Smokey B, Carl, yep, he's got the Neapolitan sandwich.
Yes, they all got the memo.
The Neapolitan sailor, we'll call that one. But Mark, guess where I'm going tomorrow, mate? Carl, I hope you get jealous on this one. Dave will. I'm not going to Everest or base camp, but I have got an appointment with a man named Jordan. River Jordan. Bam. That is pretty much what it looks like, what I'm going for. I'm going to see the man that makes them tomorrow. Mañana, as they say in Spanish. Could you imagine being in that and then just shooting a bearing and travelling on it?
Be awesome.
It would be great.
Yeah, look at it.
I will fart. I will eat.
Oh, no.
Del Shannon. Eagle Eye, legend. Look at him right there. QPM was at 11.1% high today. Yes, it was, mate. Start the day, I didn't think it was going to back up after what it did yesterday, and then bam, it took off, bam. It took off today, like a ShamWow dropped on a sweaty floor. It's all right, Marky's Amp. It's good to have you here, my friend. Chicken boy. That looks amazing. It does, mate. Look. And I'll probably even get it lifted a little bit. I don't believe in getting things lowered so you feel every bump of the bloody drive-through. And I also heard the reason why you don't get something bigger than this is because the whole point of being on the road is to get out and see stuff, not to stay in air conditioning inside a motorhome or a caravan.
That's true. That is true. Maybe something bigger if you were going to live in it.
True. Eagle Eye, what's that one, man? Finish the day. Few are. Finish the day. I don't know what that one is. What's the 3-letter code for that, Eagle Eye? Let us know.
Yeah. That van looks a little bit A-teamish.
Dun dun dun. Bum bum bum. If anyone's wondering, sorry, we've had a few people wondering, get a bull bar on it, Kaz, might help out with this in the sticks with suicide skippies. You know what, mate? I won't be driving anywhere in a hurry in that. I've got nowhere to be.
Yeah, exactly.
And it can take forever to get to nowhere.
Beautiful.
I've hit kangaroos in brand new cars before, and then gone out with the axe handle to say good night, son. It's not a good feeling, but you can't leave them there, can you? CPH, what's that one? Are we talking about stocks here? Are we, mate?
I imagine. 'Cause it doesn't.
I am not a financial advisor, but I tell you what, I've got one accidentally right. And QPM, I reckon, is going to take us to the motherland. For those that don't know, it's Queensland Pacific Minerals. It's kicking goals, and it's a fantastic to be proud of company in Australia that is taking the nickel, okay, and creating a phosphate from that can be used in electronic vehicles, etc., that has zero waste. The only company in the world that can do it at the moment. Something to be proud of. Soccer skills. Does that mean we're going to see you dribble?
There's a lot of dribble here.
Mr. Bryce, members get 24/7 access to Kaz plus a free holiday to Bali yearly. Yeah.
Yikes.
Put a hand of colour or any colour actually. If you're going crazy and you just want to run at the moment, I just want to go walk about. All this bloody COVID crap, I just want to get the hell out of Dodge. Try McDonald's coffee in another state. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. You could review them.
Yeah, that's it. I won't look at this guy again. This guy. Senior military commanders promised to stamp out laddish culture. They're the ones that have been dying for 2,000 years, mate.
Exactly. Like I said to you before, that's the blood of the Englishman.
That's
legendary.
You're like, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane.
Exactly.
If you want people to get in the military, it's not just a job. It's a venture. It asks a hell of a lot out of you. A lot of you guys and gals over there are going to see that it doesn't come without its cons. I just never really talk about the cons.
Yeah, sorry, that really annoys me, actually, to stamp out laddish culture. So you mean stop men being men?
Yep.
Is that what they're talking about? Let them define that first, and then they can prove that that's only something men do.
Well, one of the weirdest things about it is this is coming from the officers' mess. When the officers' mess own all the bullshit, like playing mess rugby with a frozen chicken. Some of the most stupid, immature things I've ever seen came from the officers' mess, where young lieutenants and captains are trying to earn the favour of the commanding officer, by outdoing each other and sometimes even ending up not even able to go on with their field requirements because they've been injured on the piss. And then, while they've been encouraged by their hires, but then get in trouble for an alcohol-related injury that prevented them from actually doing their field commitment. It's a self-licking ice block. It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, exactly.
Rob reckons, Mr. Bryce, don't forget Kaz does foot massage to the next 100 members. Is there anything more disgusting than the feet? But aren't feet the most impressive thing? They get us everywhere.
That's true. Yeah.
Mm.
True.
Joshy Fawns, g'day, mate. I'm not letting you do what you do best, Lauren. Picking the questions.
Oh yeah, I'm happy to. I think everyone's just having a little chit chat at the moment. Anyone got any opinions on what we were talking about? Because now's the time. Oh wait, I do have a question for you.
Yep.
Don't remember who asked it, but it was a good question. When are we getting? Sorry, it's off topic too. When are we getting the video that we can give you the links to our favourite YouTube videos?
Ooh. Would you like me to do it this weekend?
Yeah, do you remember that one? Just a quick video, so then we can put our links to, send each other to all our favourite YouTube videos.
Guys and gals, for those that don't know what we're talking about there, is what I want to do is, rather than you miss out on some amazing content from so many channels because you don't get, pardon me, time to surf the net like I do, time rich, retired military, what I'm looking to do is put up a hot list, like a TV guide, of 10 amazing different subject channels and videos. And I'll link those below. And then from there, what can occur is you can look at those. I won't waste your time with any of them. And they'll be awesome. And they'll take you down some sort of rabbit hole where you're going to go, thanks for that, Kaz. That was better than Netflix. But from there, what can happen is then you can start just putting your favourite video in YouTube, and start putting those links in there so then we can go and discover what you found. So it's almost like barter. I'm giving you 10, you give me 1. And that would be a video you can just keep going back to the comments area and just keep going in there and going, well, let's work our way down the list. And you can let people know this one's shit. And if enough bad comments happen to one, we flick it. We swipe left and we get rid of it.
It's gone. It can eat the whole bag.
It can eat the whole bag. Never to be spoken of again.
Emma C wants to know, are you still doing your 100 push-ups? Because I think she's saying she's got a new best.
Okay, what is it, Emma? Let us know. I haven't done it in the last 4 days, but I've been looking after a sick dog, sick girl, and also, I just lost that momentum there for a second, but I'm going to get back into it tomorrow because I go with Dicko, the hitman Aaron Dixon, into the city, righto, next week, and we're hoping to catch some B-roll of us going and helping some people on Patreon.
That sounds great. We love it when you and Dicko get out there.
Yeah, so do I. Carl P, just there is no confusion. I cannot do 100 push-ups. No, we're talking about the time people can get it out.
Yeah, we're interested in your personal best anyway, Emma.
Let's get some likes there if we can, team. See if it makes any difference whatsoever. Understand at the moment that I've really got a chapped ass at the moment. I'm pretty angry with RedTube, with YouTube, because I looked up Australian Army today, and the one time I looked, our channel does not appear until you get to the 26th video. So we were 5 pages away from the front.
Oh dear. So make sure and share this on, on your socials. Please do.
You don't necessarily have to share the streams, because people are going to be like, don't send me an hour and a half video.
Yeah, exactly. There might be someone who could benefit from the community or asking Kaz some questions or a particular video.
Oh, we've got Nicole Kidman's cousin there, Dylan Kidman, the man that gave me the banjo. A fantastic guy who left the military to then go and be a dive instructor only to meet a girl and then take a dive away from that career. And now he collects cans. No, he doesn't. But,
For a minute.
No, he's all right. He's awesome. We used to laugh all the time.
That's good. He's laughing now.
Yeah. Look at this one. Dylan, this is what I'm looking at tomorrow. And potentially, we could have one by the end of next week. Potentially. Smoke gets in your eyes.
Did you read Smokey B's comment?
Not yet.
You've got your glasses on, I'll let you read it.
Sorry, team, I just went to the shit house and I didn't feel comfortable having you all in the bathroom with me. You know what? I sort of sensed it. It's,
Yeah,
the air here is, it's got a tang.
Yeah. John Paul came out of my bathroom the other day and he said, for the love of all things holy, nobody go in there. So we gave it a wide berth for a while.
There was a cracking of himself in there.
Don't know.
Yeah. It's,
There's Emma. I've been doing running, almost can do a 2.4. Been at it for 20 days and strength training to prevent injury.
yeah, and that's the way to do it. And what I recommend for running training, team, is the first thing you need to do is actually be able to get all of your personal bests up, as we've discussed. How many dips can you do? What can you bench press? How many chin-ups you can do? How many sit-ups you can do? How long you can prone hold? How long you can run 2.4 kilometres? Can you run 2.4 kilometres? What can you do with a drunken sailor? But what you need to do is, the first time you do a 2.4, when in doubt, is try to run 2.4 kilometres without walking. That's your first victory. Then the second one is, how long does it take me to do it without walking? Then can I beat that time? And this is exactly what Carl P is going through with Justin and Lincoln. His son's 10 and 9 years old.
Yeah.
Is he's creating a diagnostic for them so they will know that I will never run slower than this again until I'm as old as dad or mum. And that creates action, which creates a you versus you mentality. And you can't not get better, because now you've got a physical score to go against. You've heard people before say it's an individual race within a race of many.
Yeah.
Yep.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Delegate Jones says he's in the toilet right now, and he said you all are joining me. Yeah, that's okay. That's standard, isn't it, Kaz?
Look.
Really, don't be shy to take us in there with you.
That's where I do my best poetry for women.
Yeah, I know that. We talk to each other when we're on the toilet. People may not have known that.
God. Oh.
No, it's not like that. Don't be giving them that impression. Hey, Kynan's here.
Cane and peppers. You don't need that in your breakfast cereal.
Yeah, you walked in at a great time.
Here's a couple of things for you too, team. If you're wondering what's going on with Facebook and the fact that it's going a bit weird at the moment, Australian media has been kicked off Facebook permanently because they tried to monetize what they did with Channel 7, 9, 10, etc. And monetize, so they actually got paid for the content by the actual companies, and they got told, see you later, your content is no longer on here. Okay, also, the ABC allegedly paid for the Black Lives Matter guy that was the primary guy behind the attack on the Capitol in the USA to make it look like it was Trump supporters.
Oh dear.
He got paid by the APC, Australia. Very, very interesting. Now, where that's different to 7, 9 and 10 is the ABC is owned by you. That's criminal. Cane and peppers. We've got Robbie M. We've got cane and peppers here. Lauren, not the worst thing I've heard or discussed today.
Yeah, well, I'm intrigued now.
Well, Spartan knows that if you light a match, not a lighter, a match, okay, inside an outdoor shitter, long drop, etc., it instantly gets rid of the smell.
Yeah, because I was spraying some air freshener around in the chat.
Yeah, it'll flare.
Yeah,
Don't take it near bloody a curry house.
Yeah, don't do that. Okay, moving right along from poop. Okay.
What else we got?
What else have we got?
I keep feeling like at the moment, like need to go to the toilet just looking at that.
There's a question here from Chongo. Question, Kaz, what is the army like with previous injuries? I tore my chest 7 years ago.
You tore your chest?
Yeah, ouch.
A pec?
Had the op 6.5 go, it's fully healed now, what's my chances for entry?
Look, all it simply comes to, and this is almost every single medical dilemma that you could possibly have, team. You know, not many people have had something worse than Dave, where he accidentally amputated his leg pretty much from a 1 foot fall in front of his children by doing a 1 foot landing on the root of a tree that may or may not have been the tree that gave the apple to Eve. But they will treat you like an individual. If you've got to the U session and you have got the aptitude and you have made it past there and you've spoken to people, your attitude, you seem fine, you've made it to the assessment phase, everyone will get screened for their medical and their psychological. From there, they will screen you and go, okay, give me a range of movement. Do this, do that. They're looking for something wrong. When you say, hey, I have had a previous injury, one of those being blah, 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 they don't suddenly go, okay, you're not in, depending on what it is. If it's something to do with heart, if it's something to do with depression, a lot of the time that's instant, see you later. But if it's your chest, it's been away for a long time, you've got proof of use of that, there's two things that can happen. Well, three things. One, okay, no, we don't want you. You can appeal it. Okay, the second one is they can say, can you go and get some information for us that a doctor vouches for you? Okay, and that has to be a specialist. Okay, and the third one could be, no dramas, mate. Come on in. You know, there is people all the time. There was a gentleman who got in that had asthma. And originally they said to him, no, you're not going to be allowed in with asthma. And they said, actually, let's do a lung expansion test on this kid. And he went in there and failed it dismally. And he goes, can I have another go? And they went, yeah, you can. And he did it and did a good enough job. And I said, well, no worries. Well, maybe it's childhood asthma. Let's give you a crack. And then he came first in PT at the School of Infantry. He got best PT. He was so nervous. He so overcompensated that he got in with his asthma and he was good to go.
Yeah, and a lot of folk do, even if they get knocked back the first
Nathan.
time, they do appeals process and they're successful. So just don't give up till they tell you it's a no.
It ain't over till it's over.
That's right.
If you see a fat lady about to sing, you need to push her down the stairs.
Yeah, exactly. No, don't
It won't hurt her.
fat ladies, come on.
It won't hurt her.
You can't say that. Rob M has asked, Kaz, if I'm wrong, correct me, but wouldn't that culture of the boys strengthen a bond in a unit preparing you for combat?
It's actually good for it, yeah.
I wouldn't want to deploy with a bunch of blokes I don't know.
That's true. It's actually good. You know, the stronger the morale. This is the thing where I don't understand. Dave will probably enjoy this one. 20 years ago, the mantra always was, if the morale is down in a section, but in the platoon it's good, then go to the section commander of the section. If the morale is bad in the platoon, but it's good in the company, go to the platoon commander and kick his ass. If it's in the company, then you kick the company commander's ass. If it's in the battalion, you find where the highest point is where the morale is down from, and you're going to find your answer. Commanders are responsible for the morale of their soldiers, the inspiration of their soldiers. How did Hannibal get followed across the Alps with elephants in winter, then into the swamps? Same with Alexander, same with Julius Caesar, and so many others. How did they get followed? It was because they knew how to inspire the men. It's because they did what the men did. It's because they could read the crowd, because they could spot other influential leadership individuals and give them the chance to also get on board and inspire. It was about letting the men have their space, in controlled environments. If you tell them, we don't want these people joining, you be very careful you don't end up within the army exactly what you think looks good to Facebook, to the Democratic Party, but good luck achieving mission success ever, because you won't.
Just even from a community standards perspective, how would it be if we told women, we don't like your culture, you can stop doing it? I don't like it. Why are we telling men to stop being men? You have a hormone called testosterone.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, and there's certain behaviours that come with that. It doesn't have to be toxic. It doesn't have to be negative. And I hate that young men are being told that by birth you have to not be your natural self. That just rubs me up the wrong way.
Well, there's a video coming out with Mark Latham now. Hey, Nathan Ireland, here you go, mate. 10 days till he's off. That's dos cinco days.
That's very exciting.
That's just over a week, so you can have the last meal. That's 30.
Yep, someone else is going soon.
30 last meals.
Someone else is going at the start of next month.
We've got shitloads. Wait a second. Let's look into the bag of tricks, shall we?
Yes, like Felix the cat.
He's actually outfield at the moment. He'd be getting soaking wet at the School of Infantry during the defensive phase, which at the culmination of that will be doing his hardcore to get his Skippy badge, and then he'll meet up with lovely Vicky.
Yes, I often think about him and lovely Vicky.
Yeah, she's lovely. She's from Del Grifo, Argentina.
He's lovely.
So where are we? What's the date? It's the 19th today, I believe.
It is the 19th.
Okay, so it's saying here the next group to go is on the 8th of March, 2nd of March, which is Brad, POV. We've also got Emma Riley, Emma. We've also got Goodo Camo and Nathan Ireland in the book. Right, is there anyone else that is going in that group? And let me give you a point of warning here, team. A point of warning. We've just had a failure. Okay, from the channel. A gentleman the other day, young bloke, basically gave me a call and said, "Okay, here I am. I'm getting ready to go. Basically, like now." And I'm like, "Okay." We had a big discussion, big one. You know, spoke to some of the people that he was in the hotel with, because in case you don't know, when you go to enlist, what'll happen is there's the Monday and there's the Tuesday. If you're in the Monday where you oath or affirmation, putting your hand up, then you'll be spending the night in a hotel, you know, a bed of your own, warm bed, aircon, leave it on. You know, and that's going to be your last uninterrupted sleep. Yep. Okay, from there what's going to occur is the next morning, then you'll be on the bus on the way to Kapuka. While the other individuals from around Australia, they're doing their swearing their oath or affirmation for 2 platoon. I was in 2 platoon. I was actually 11 platoon at Kapuka, but 2 platoon in the Alpha Company to Interfet. Yeah, first guys on the ground, in case you didn't know. And anyway, so what will happen is then they will do their oath or affirmation. So it takes 2 days for everyone to get to the one spot. But this fellow, when he was on the bus on the way down there, then he called me and said, "I'm pumped, I'm excited. It's really on." And then it went silence, which is going to happen because they're going to take the phone off you when you get down there, so that you don't have a crutch to lean on that allows you to go and meet those that are inside your new family. You know, ensures success, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And then I got a message from him going, "Can I talk?" And I said, "Yeah, I can talk to you, mate." And then I sent a message going, has anyone failed yet? You know, and he wrote back, "Yeah, me." And I went, "Oh, he's been there for less than, at that stage, 5 days or 6 days." And I said, "What's going on?" And he believes that he just wasn't ready for it psychologically, and passed out twice in front of NCOs, and had anxiety attacks, went to shit completely. And I believe at the moment he's getting ready to get sent home if he hasn't been sent home already. So he completely hit the wall, which is sad.
Yeah, that is sad.
And it wasn't like he said, "Hey, I gave up and said I want to go." His body just shut down. And it wasn't what he thought it was going to be.
Yep.
You know, which is scary, because now he's got the impression that now he can go and try again in 4 years. They'll never let you have another go again, ever. Yep.
And the moral of that story is be prepared, folks.
Yeah. It really, really surprised me.
Yeah. I think it was AM was saying himself soon. Sorry, you probably read his name out.
Ah, yes. AM, I'm going to give you another story here, team. I hope you don't mind me gobbing off you.
No, we love you. That's why we come here.
Oh, well, thank you. AM is one of the most resilient individuals. This is a guy who's got children who only know one level, red, 100 miles an hour. Lovely wife, but he has been trying to get in the military, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 years, años.
That's a long time.
4 years. And this is not someone who's 18 or 19. He's got children, he's got a missus, and he never turned negative. Every conversation I've ever had with him, he just kept going, batter up. Okay, let's have another go. And then he'd go and get another job and come back, and he'd just face whatever the new demon is. And now, out of nowhere, all of a sudden, that time of the month, Mardi Gras, poof, he's now going on a bus in a couple of weeks. And he's going to be going, down to Kapuka to go and support his family in a career in the best way he knows how. I think it's a fantastic success story.
Indeed. And well done to him for staying motivated for that length of time.
Yeah, I don't think I could have done it.
It's a long time.
We've had some great people here in the chat that have said to me, Kaz, what would have you done if I hadn't got in when I first applied? And went, it actually makes me feel sick to think that every single thing I have in my life, every experience I've ever had, all of that would be gone. If I hadn't have got the tick, the blue tick, Twitter, that I got. So much just sits on you having the right approach, yeah? That's unfortunate for the fella, says Dylan. Yeah, Dylan, Senior Kidman there, he also didn't want to leave, but he had a medical condition that came out during trading. And he was told, yeah, mate, start thinking about something else. And that's why we had such a good time, and prepared him. And as soon as they realised, hey, it's not through any fault of his own, then you get treated not only normal, but you get treated well by staff. Yeah. What's Jack MacArthur saying here? I'll have to renew my membership. Got a bank card, so I have to change payment details. DW, I haven't abandoned the team.
Yep.
Jack, it's fine, mate.
No worries. And there's Leo.
He's a stuntman.
Yep, for life. Josh has said, hey, Kaz and team, been a bit of a ghost follower, a lurker. We love you, lurkers.
We do.
For a while now. Finally medically cleared after 8 months. Well done. Practice PFA next week and rough enlistment date of the 26th of April, 343.
That means he's going for infantry team.
Yeah, around Anzac Day.
I was going to say, look at that date. That's the 3 big days. You've got the 24th of April, which is Capiong Day for the 3rd Battalion, Old Faithful. Then you've got Anzac Day, right? And then you've got 26th, which is the Recovery Day, where you say sorry for everything you've done wrong on the 24th and the 25th. And another funny one for you, the reason why I am military retired is from events that happen, and I'm born on birthday. My birthday's Anzac Day, but I was also at Caballo, the massacre in Central Africa. That occurred in the days leading up to Anzac Day, and I can't remember whether I was there for Anzac Day or that was the day I got back from Caballo, or whether it was the day after. I can't remember. I wrote a diary on it because I'm sure it was the 25th, because I remember thinking, I can't believe I'm spending my birthday here like this, in clothes that are about to be burnt. You know?
Yeah. It's a big day for our community.
Yeah.
Okay. Smokey B, no, you keep your kinks to yourself, okay? That's not a good idea at all.
Smoky B, it's not hard. I just go, mate, I can show you the jocks I still have.
No, please don't. We don't need that.
Mum's spaghetti already.
Stop it. Okay. Someone ask a question so I can move along.
Hey, Mr. Bryce is saying that my dad and his brother were both 3R at Capiong.
There you go.
Holy shit.
Big day for his family.
That was a big day. North Korea. Sorry, Korea. Yeah.
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 Big day.
It was a big one for Australia on the global map of history. You know, that was where we made a lot of our reputation with the US, with the Marines as well.
Kynan wants to know, Kaz, what is the importance of today for
the Northern Territory?
What is it? I don't know.
I've got no idea, sir. Can you please let us know?
Yep. Mark Zamp, new member, has asked, "Hey Kaz, has Kaz done a video on the time between your aptitude test, U session, medical, physical checks, and PFA? Have you?"
I've done one for each of those events. There's nothing in between them.
Yeah, and there's no way to say this is going to be 2 weeks from this is going to be 4 weeks from this, because it's different for most people, I think.
Well, one of the hard things is going to be for at the moment when the wait a sec, I thought it was it's Josh Sheard. I thought he said Shard. I was going to go, does that make, if your name is Shard, does that make your Mrs. Shardless? S? No, it's all right. What was I going to say?
I don't know.
There's going to be a time where you're going to get crazy pissed with the military in the future when they don't have the line that's going around the block, when all of a sudden there's not enough people that want to join, whether that's because of the distractions of life, whether that's because the pool of likely applicants in Australia is getting smaller and smaller as we become fatter, as we become less fit, after sport is less participated in, when there is so many other ways of making money, etc. The pool is getting smaller and smaller, but it will get to a stage where they're basically screaming for people to enter. And I've been in the military when this has been happening before, and some of the applicants that get in, you're going, where the hell did that zombie come from? So they can afford to be picky when there's Planet Z trying to get over the parapets. But they can be pretty hard to get in at that time, but then they make it exceedingly easier at other times, which can be quite frustrating, Yeah. Sorry, that was the longest possible answer for something silly. Ryan Oplis got his assessment day next Friday. Apparently there is a demand for infantry at the moment, or an infantry ATM. He means at the moment. I did some research for you, and I also found out they were incorrect the other day. 8-9 is not disbanding and becoming 8th Battalion and 9th Battalion, and 4-hour raising and all that. There may be another battalion being raised. But again, it came back to someone I was speaking into Victoria today that's in the know. And it comes down to they can't just pull those positions out of nowhere. They can't just get the colonel, get the majors, get the warrant officers, get the RSMs, get the corporals, get the sergeants, get the soldiers. You can't just go bam and get them all. So
pretty active in our community.
Yeah.
It sure is. Okay. Steve's dad had 2 regimental numbers.
2 regimental numbers? How did you do that? I've got a regimental number and a PM Keys number, but I don't have 2.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was the bombing of Darwin, possibly.
Okay. I don't understand why that would give you. You can't have 2. You can't have 2 regimental numbers.
I'm talking to Kynan about the bombing of Darwin. Sorry, I didn't specify. That's my own. Maybe I missed a message from Steve Price. And also 228th AIF World War II.
Okay. I'm getting lost in the comments here.
Yeah, me too.
So basically, you're saying your dad has 2 regimental numbers. Did he get in, then get out, then got back in again? That's the only way I could see it. And I thought if you did that, you still retained your early number.
No, maybe it was different back then. I don't know.
Yeah.
Here's Lightfoot. Delayed viewing. If I was a commanding officer and I would train them in the art of risk management, any young, fit and capable guy can go out to do the other one if they have poor risk management. It is.
I don't understand that at all.
I don't understand. He must be talking to someone else.
Okay.
I'm not sure, though, because that didn't make a lot of sense. Taking shortcuts, why risk yourself on the piss? Oh, he's talking about that guy you were talking about, I think, to impress your superiors when you can impress them with your capabilities, teachableness, and ability to listen.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Nothing impresses a commander more than action. Starting everything, finishing everything, and then when you get an opportunity, to excel, you do. Whether that's as a shooter, whether it's an obstacle course, you'll get plenty of chances, especially in a battalion environment, to either say you want to be in the Duke of Gloucester Cup team, to be on shooting teams, skill at arms competitions, the obstacle course team, things rather than just playing rugby or the things that can get you injured. Because rugby can get you promoted very, very quickly, but it can also get you injured very quickly. So you've got to be careful there.
Yep. Nathan Ireland with a menstrual.
Nathan, you need to stop that, mate. But he's not going to need much money in a little while. He's going. Yeah. We've got the menstrual cow there, mate. Let me throw that to you while people are waiting for that to hit the screen.
Yeah, thank you.
Every one of these is a mother-in-law's arm around you. It's a kraken! Feed him a mother-in-law. That should make him happy.
Welcome, Culinary.
Nathan, honestly, mate, it's way too much. It honestly is. You don't need to do that at all, mate. You don't. That's more coke than my teeth can handle. Guys and gals, I was talking to Lauren and I was thinking, you know what? This would be such a good channel if we actually had our 1,000 members so we could turn donations off completely. I'd rather have people paying $2 and $3, the ones that can, than people putting donations in there. So, Nathan, I really appreciate it, mate. Not too cow, but you don't need to do that, mate.
No,
you
that's
don't.
way too much.
It is.
A lovely young man.
I'm gonna, he's gonna fund a sex change just for me. Yeah.
Do you want one?
If I was gonna go to jail for the rest of my life, yeah, I'd do it.
If I have to be honest with you, I'm like, you look good as a man, but I'm not sure you'd look that good as a lady.
My legs would. My daughter, as we know, wants, if I get cremated, she wants to throw my legs into the ocean or in a sand pit or an ashtray, but she wants to keep the rest of me in. She's a funny little bugger.
She's so funny. I love her. There's Bryce, the seasick cow.
What's it?
Like,
What is it, Dad's? Australian Imperial Force World War II number was Whiskey X-Ray 20083, then changed to Royal Australian Regiment. So one was during was before the Royal Australian Regiment, before the military went through all of its changes, after they got the prefix in 1949 of Royal, etc., and that required a change. Okay, I get it.
That makes total sense.
That makes sense.
One of only a few that have that.
Let's throw that to your dad with a not too cow.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of military pride, or is it military pressure? That's a really good achievement.
Oh, Nathan Ireland, you naughty boy.
Can we turn these off?
No.
Nathan, clearly money bags, Nathan.
Yeah.
I'm an OnlyFans guy now. Thank you very much, mate. Get some seafood in your jocks. There we go. Thank you very much, Nathan. Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
It's a kraken! Feed him a mother-in-law. That should make him happy.
Welcome, Culinary.
After all that, Nathan gets in the military and then they go, oh, yeah, you heard of that Kaz guy. You know that he never actually served. He was an imposter from Papua New Guinea.
Good Lord. You would have been stopped some time ago if you were an imposter.
And Ambassador Yachts. I've never seen that name here.
I actually have, nor have I.
Little,
Any plans for merch?
There is.
Donation.
What it is, and I'll throw this one to you too, ambassador yachts, and that looks like some sort of Illuminati sort of secret sect thumbnail you've got there. But let's chuck this to you. Again, some cracking around your neck from the mother-in-law. It's a cracking! Feed him a mother-in-law. That should make him happy.
Welcome, Culinary.
So, Ambassador, what we've seen a couple of things for merch that basically were so expensive. I was like, I'm not going to push that out to people, you know. But what we're going to do is I've got a couple of shirts I need to get to one of our excellent recipients. And from there, what's occurring is I've seen there's a new merch shirt available through Prime, which is on Streamlabs, and I need to do a little bit more research into that. We've been talking about this for months now, and we went on a bit of a run with it. I've got a few shirts we got made, but the price was just despicable when asking others to pay for it. Great quality, great design, I get it, you know, but we'll see what happens with the merch store. We'll do some samples, then we'll give those away, right? And then we'll look at something that we can underpin in the comments below, etc., where people can get some. Or we'll get shirts, you know, and I'll bulk buy some shirts, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Well, as far as like the designing, that we got heaps of designs and stuff worked out, so
yeah,
it's all good like that. It's definitely going to happen. I have a question from way back here.
Okay.
It's more of a statement from Rob062 or
Yep.
343. Hey Kaz, have my assessment day Thursday this week. Joining reserves, feeling confident about the day. No worries. Only thing that is undecided for me is my two choices, infantry or armoured vehicle crew.
Vehicle armoured crew. Go for that. The reason why I say that, is everything you do in Army Reserve, you're going to get a concentrated version of the fun. You know, you're going to get the benefits of working with infantry. You know, you're also going to get the benefits of being in an armoured vehicle, you know, using the 50 caliber machine gun, driving said vehicle, without actually doing all the walking through salt bushes and the black boys, so to speak, as you rip your bloody clothes to pieces. So patrolling as infantry gets very old, very quick, you know, and infantry, you know, you can do it for weekends, it's fun. But when you're doing it for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 6 months, you know, longer, you know, patrolling gets old very quickly. But it never gets old driving a vehicle fast, off-road, tracked, vehicled, wheeled, etc. So to get the more out of it, I suggest you go for vehicle crew. I reckon you'll have a ball. Yeah. And sorry for being disloyal to infantry. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know that was disloyal. Was it?
No.
It's reserves he's talking about as well, you know.
Hey, Smokey B, I didn't know you were in New Zealand, mate. I'd love some merch to wear around New Zealand. Maybe some poop-related merch. Can't guarantee that.
Maybe a can't put the fart back in the bum merch.
That's a good line, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look, we've got to do something about that merch. You know, because I love the shirts we've made too, and when I wear them around, it's funny. I've got red ones, I've got blue ones, I've got black ones and white ones, and when I wear it around, I get people actually say to me, dude, where'd you get the shirt? I'm like, well, we kind of designed it. It's our YouTube channel. But then they don't go, oh, let me check out the channel. No, they don't say anything about this. Oh, okay. And you go, that's weird. If someone's told me they were a YouTuber, the first thing I'd do is go, show me. What where are you? What are you called?
Yep.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nathan Island, we missed one of his cow questions, and they were big cows. We better get back onto it.
What is it?
Kaz, rumours of WA getting a full-time regiment. Know anything?
I've heard that there could be a battalion that is getting raised. You know, but that would still take, I believe, anywhere up to the next 3 or 4 years. I haven't heard whether it was in Western Australia, but I've heard there might be one battalion in the plans to get raised. it would make sense to me to have that over there that would also assist with the SASR and what they do, to have a conventional role over there to also assist with the civil community over there in Western Australia. Because one of the things they do when they put the RAF base in an area, Navy in an area, military in an area, is also to financially assist a location. So that would make sense. If I find out, I'll let you know, but I don't know if there's any plans at the moment for that. Wait 2 seconds here, team. Got to ring up the prettiest girl in the world.
Oh, done. You remembered it without Jay being here.
Yeah, I know. I hope Jay's okay, actually. Fugly.
Ugly.
Missing in action, started a new place on unqualified bloke, so I guess who needs to run the show? He's a glazier. Fugly is. Yeah. That means whistle glass. Hello, darling. How are you feeling?
Good.
You feeling okay, are you?
Yeah.
Do you think that you gave it to me when I was over there this afternoon?
No.
Oh. I'd take it from you. I hope, well, it's good to hear you feel better. Guess what I'm going to look at tomorrow?
What?
The camper vans. What the hell was that?
Achilles bit my toes.
Oh, the puppy's over there.
Yeah, William too.
Oh, okay. Say good day to everyone.
We just got ice cream.
I thought you felt sick.
But Mimi's not here.
Okay. Do you want to say hello to everyone?
Hi.
Not so loud.
Not you.
Miss Miss Lauren's here too.
Yeah, hello,
Hi,
darling.
Miss Lauren.
Hello, darling. I'm glad you're feeling a bit better.
It's okay. Ow, Achilles.
Oh,
Her dog's bitten her again.
she must have delicious toes.
She must have. Can you say hello to Mr. Bryce?
Hello, Mr. Bryce.
What about Jay Hayes? West. Why?
Just said, oh, please.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to say good night to you. I love you, and I'll drop in past you after I go for my drive. Okay.
Well, I can't because Mum's dropping me at Mimi's house because Mum has to do her eyelashes.
Okay, I understand. Very Egyptian of her. Okay, I love you.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, darling. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Why is it when kids end up having a day off work, off school because they're sick, they're always miraculously better and able to walk across water by 5 o'clock?
Yeah, because they're cured then. That's right. Don't you remember being a kid?
I do. That was today. Hey, I've got some news for you too, team. I've got some news. Today came out at the movies was The Little Things. Denzel Washington. Doesn't get involved in the Hollywood crap. It's a serial killer movie and it's come on the movies today. You need to go out. If you're in jail, break out and go and check that out. An excuse to go and have some free popcorn. It's not free.
It's not. Well, if you're breaking out of jail, may as well go the whole lot.
Maybe be gone Pepsi merch would be great. That's gold.
Good, drunk Aussie.
Is Drunky? I'm off to have a good night. Drunk Aussie, thank you very much. Not just donations, mate, but thanks for being you, mate. You've been here forever. It's great to have you here. Make sure you hit the like button before you get out of here, if you did. And team, if you come here and you enjoy the chat, then press the like button for them as well. It's great to have you here.
We're a family here. We're a great community. I think it's the best community on the internet. So, please feel free to join us. There's always room for more. I hope Mr. Patterson's having a nice night. I can't stop thinking about him having a lovely date night.
I try not to think of him having a lovely date night.
Well, I'm just thinking of him having a romantic date night. You may be going too far.
You know what romance is? Romance is when a man does something unexpected for a woman that costs money.
It doesn't have to cost money. Some of the nicest things gentlemen have ever done for me is pick some freesias from the side of the road.
I tell you what do you reckon there, Mark Zem? The modern woman, if you went up to her and said, you know what, I could have gone and taken you to dinner. I could have got you some chocolates and some flowers. I could have paid for you to get your hair done. But instead, I used my heart and I wrote you a poem. She'd go, "You're a loser. Get out of here."
Well, I wouldn't. I've had gentlemen write me poems and it's made me swoon. And I love it. I love stuff I prefer stuff like that. I've had gentlemen paint me rocks for Valentine's Day and they're some of my most treasured possessions. You know, I love just that stuff. But I am a simple girl with simple needs. There was a question back here. Sorry to change the conversation. Kringles said, do you guys have any particular method or strategy for increasing push-ups and sit-ups?
Yep. Okay, one of the best ones I could tell you for push-ups, okay, we used to call it the Jack Dempsey push-ups. And that was, and only do it for the working days of the week. Don't do it on the weekend. Okay, but what you should do is you go in and you commit yourself to say from 9 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon when you knock off, 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock, whatever it is, that you do maximum push-ups until you take a break. Okay, aim for 50 on the hour, all right? Try to get 50 out, and then the next hour, try to get 50 out, and then the next hour, try to get 50 out, and what'll happen is you'll do less and less as the day goes on, you know, but you'll just get better at doing it, you know. There's ways of doing push-ups. Push-ups is muscular endurance. The figure is something to boast about, but at the end of the day, all it is a muscle memory action, you know, that you can repeat over and over again, you know, which means when you're doing activities that you're able to just last longer doing those. Push-ups is used as a test for muscular endurance, form, etc. It's not the be-all, end-all. You know, I just say do some gym, do dips, do chin-ups, and that is a way which your push-ups will improve as a byproduct of just doing high-rep activities of anything. But also do planking, because often when people can't do push-ups is because they've got a very weak abdominal shelf as well, all right? So a lot of people don't work on their abs to improve their push-ups, but it works. Bench press works as well. Yeah. But,
yeah. The planks get me all the time. I try to do them as often as possible. You know, being a lady who's had some kiddies, you know, my tummy, you know, they're really good for tummies, ladies.
Chances are if it hurts, it's bloody good for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Robbie Kent. Nice. Mr. Bryce is off to bed. Night, Lauren. Remind the Pepsi drinking Quamby. I'm still waiting for my shirt. Mr. Bryce's shirt.
Yeah.
What size was that again, Brycey?
Yeah, what size do you need, Steve? I'll ask him in messages later if he's already gone, because he had to go get his dinner.
Okay.
Well, that's Nathan Island has said, when I'm over Easter, you're going to finish my tattoos off, Lauren. I might have some news about maybe something like that. Not anytime soon, but in the future. So maybe. I'll just say maybe. How about that?
You're doing pretty well there. You know?
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to talk out of shop.
No, let's not let the cats out of any bags. Let's just leave it at that.
Kringles. Look, I've never worked on anything to get better at anything. I just was active. You know, quite often I've won races that are to do with running, but it was because I tried harder than other people. It wasn't because I was better than them. In push-ups, I was the push-up kid. When in doubt, I used to stop and just do as many push-ups as I could do. You know, I gave people push-ups as punishments, despite the fact that's how bullshit it's got to with the military in some areas, where they said no illegal punishments. You can't give someone push-ups, etc. I'm like, who are you to tell me that I can't give someone push-ups if I'm doing it with them? Wouldn't you rather give someone a physical deterrent that you do with them rather than do something that's on their record? It just doesn't make sense. You know, imagine someone, the fittest guy in the unit. How do you get so fit? He just fucks up a lot. Yeah. So what do you name the shop, Lauren?
Yeah, see, they're guessing now. You're just guessing now. Might not be anything like that.
Yeah.
Let's just keep moving along.
Amateur tattoo with a Nico pen.
Yeah. What about ink whore?
Inkhor's a great name. Very feminine. The ambassador. My thoughts on David Goggins. Ambassador, I'm going to be totally honest with you there. Jocko, love it. Goggins, I see through it, mate. Goggins, I see him as a meme. That is someone with an OCD mental health to training that has absolutely no life balance whatsoever, who is almost impossible to recreate unless it was legitimately you had the same condition as him. And he's in a specimen of physicality, So he's been born with some really good DNA, but I think that his inability to stop, to turn off at all, just to keep pushing and pushing and pushing, I prefer someone like Jocko, someone who actually stayed in the military for a phenomenal amount of time, and his actions were all on operations, doing the job. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Goggins. I'm saying I see straight through that as a gimmick. It's not a gimmick to him. It's real to him. But you're not going to... If you look at Goggins, I don't know, it doesn't motivate me. Jocko does.
I don't know that guy. I know the Jocko guy because you put me onto him. And I find him very interesting. But the other guy, I don't even know who he is. I see people talk about him sometimes, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've got a question here. Oh, first, Dylan Kidman is off. Good night, Dylan.
See you later, mate. And I'm not sure if that goes on, Ambassador. I'm not sure if that sort of met what you're after. I'm not a fanboy of almost anyone, but there's people that really impress me, And for some reason, I just didn't fall for the hype, so to speak.
Yep, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. I'm like that with some people. Yeah. Okay, Tarpsy has said, "Hey, Kaz, I'm 39 and I'm applying for full-time. I would love to do infantry. However, I would like to ask you, are there any other recommendations of other corps that is not armoured crew?"
Okay.
And wait, there's another section to the question. He does not want to sit in a vehicle where you can train and get deployed doing security or basic soldiering skills. I was thinking Army MP or RAF, I think that's AGI. Any suggestions?
I'd say straight away, don't go to AGIs. You're going to go batshit crazy at 39 if you went to AGIs. Okay, what I'd say to you is MPs. Okay, excellent. Because of the different roles there. I'd say engineers, some big tickets, okay, some real camaraderie, some fun, while still having the fitness there as well. You don't want to sit around in a vehicle all day, so don't go to signals. Intelligence, for your age would be a great one to go to because you've got life experience mixed with wisdom, mixed with judgment, and maturity. That's a great thing too. Infantry, 39. I wouldn't be recruiting people at 39 to come and sit beside people who are 18 and 19 to be sharing the pit with you and having that vastness of life experience. Also in a position where you could be over questioning every single thing and become basically a pain in the ass to the person who's trying to command going, I don't need to explain everything to you. I'm just asking you to do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but there's some suggestions there. We just had someone just subscribe then.
I didn't catch the name. I was looking down at my little keyboard thing. Sorry. Welcome, whoever you are.
Yeah. Where is it?
I don't know.
Ambassador, you definitely agree. I like Goggins' ability to turn his life around. However, most of experience is related to training only, whereas Jocko is on the operational side. Yeah.
Yeah, hey, each to their own when it comes to what you like to watch, for sure.
Well, here's an example of that too, Lauren. We see soldiers all the time, or people that aren't in the military in particular, where all they do is train before work, train after work, and train and train and train. But it's not because there's something coming up. If you're going to train that hard, than actually be training for something. Where's the payoff? You can't just train hard in the morning, train hard in the afternoon for the rest of your life, but then not actually use it in a skillful way, whether it be surfing, whether it be going on an ultra marathon, 100 kilometers in as quick as you can possibly do it without sleeping. Whether it be in CrossFit, whether it be in triathlon. There's so many ways you can say this is the reason I train. But it doesn't make sense when some people almost have a second job, but it's not going towards anything. I just don't get it.
Yeah. Okay, Delegate. Sorry, are you ready to move on?
Yeah, of course.
I think I cut you off.
No, you're good.
Delegate has said, hey guys, loving the stream so far. Question from a gun nut, okay? I apologise if I do this wrong because I don't know anything about weapons.
That's okay.
Is that an E in brackets?
Yep.
F88.
Yep.
Uses
5.56 by 45 NATO. Do you ever use or get trained on other types of ammunition? There's only really two types of ammunition that we use in the military, and one is 5.56, the other one is 7.62. That's the ammunition type. So you're looking at your 223 and your 7.62. From there, you've also got your 50 cal, you've got your 40 mil, you've got your 72 millimeter and all that sort of shit. But to be basic, there's two ammunitions. I've got this written here. Boom. Carl would like this one and probably find this very interesting if he's here. Hey, Nitro, how you going, Fiona? Boom. What that is a breakdown of a fire control order or ammunition. You can't even see it because of the light. What that is a breakdown of how much ammunition you're carrying as a machine gunner, rates of fire, considerations for employment of a firearm, the heat that is induced into that, which is going to go into a video I'm doing a reaction on, and the effects of not changing barrels, so to speak. But everything we carry has a practical reason, a timeline, and a hurry up for resources, for the commander. Yeah. If you're carrying 800 rounds, then there has to be, why is it 800? I can tell you why. Because it's approximately 13 minutes of normal rate of fire. Half that, 6.5, of rapid rate of fire. You're not going to do more than three minutes of rapid rate of fire. A minute before H hour, the minute of H hour, and you'll probably cut out. But you have to know that a machine gun is a crew serve weapon, but those skills have died off the curriculum. And this is where older soldiers know these skill sets. Barrel ready, change, on. Move a fist, okay, raise, the different fire positions. How to assist and make the ammunition stagger through immediate action drills. On. Okay. There's a lot more to it, okay, in the theory of machine gun fire. Whether it's on a tripod, what the ranges are, the SF pin, why is there only one? Tripods, what's the difference between suppression, okay, suppression of the enemy, and sustained fire? Massive differences. What rounds do the bursts happen in? Don't fire fully auto. There's no reason to fire cyclic. Anyway,
that was...
We never call it by 54. We never call it by 39. It's only ever called 5.56 and 7.62. That's it.
There's a great question from new member Mark Zamp, and
Yep.
I think I can answer it for you. He's asked Kaz, very important question. Where did you have the best meal of your career? I know it was a club sandwich.
Look, there's a few areas. There's joke ones. There's real ones. Cactus Jack's has to be the best meal, followed close behind by Capital Regent, followed close behind by the best pub meal in Australia, which is in Singleton, at the Imperial Hotel. But the most damaged I've ever got outside a pizza pocket, disrespecting like a jam donut, is in Central Africa, in Kenya, Sing us a song on your piano, man. There I was with Benny, who's now a scientist. Benny and the Jets. I was there with Bluey Wernham, my stretcher buddy, and I'd never heard of what a club sandwich was. So I ordered a club sandwich at the Hilton Hotel in Nairobi, Kenya. And I'm there, this thick sandwich, thinking this is fantastic. Take a bite of it. Bam, medic, help me, get me out of here.
It makes the roof of my mouth hurt just thinking about you and this club sandwich.
I did not realise there's a toothpick that holds it together. And Big Mouth Kaz, hey, whack. I can still taste wood in my mouth now, and I'm not talking about, Freddie Mercury, him tasting wood.
Went there.
What's on that paper? Carl, this will come out in another video, but what this is a diagram, okay? The breakdown of normal rate, rapid rate, cruise serve, machine guns, etc., and how we use in a fire plan. And a lot of people don't know, and 99.9% of people in the military don't know, that the pamphlet, the preferred infantry way of employing of a fire support position, was actually invented by this guy. They probably don't even know it. No one ever passes the course, Brady. Which one is it? Yeah. What course was that? Lawrence says you couldn't get a job at KFC. No wonder Navy are different.
Navy brother-in-law is cooking again.
That's awesome.
A mechanic has just rocked up and he said, looks like I'm late. Sounds like a different sort of topic. Lucky you came when we were talking about food and not poop like we were before.
It is true, mechanic. Mate, tonight I'm just going to play something quickly for you for those that came in a bit later. The recruiting videos, I'll play these back to back. These are the recruiting videos I believe have missed the mark in the UK. I'll play the 2020 video, then I'll play the 2021 video. I think they've spent a lot of money on them. I don't think they hit the mark. I think they're alienating of people, But here they go. This is the first one.
Where does confidence come from?
Why'd you walk through that valley with high ground all around you as well?
How you look?
If you're an extended line, you're clearing an area, getting ready for battle.
Look at me. This could be you in just 6 weeks. Guarantee results fast. Get rid with my workout plan. It's the game's guarantee.
Quick hits?
Yes, brother. You are coming out tonight. Absolute belter. Just a quick
Here's a
trip
Jocko.
to the roof, my man.
Oh, this is mad, man. Are you feeling it? It's so good to see you.
Fast fashion?
What's up, my man? You already know what it is, and today, well, I'm busting some fresh heat. Take those dusty craps off your feet, man. Nah? Okay, this is the hottest drop of the year. Don't forget to subscribe.
Instant likes?
Come on, mate. Nearly there.
Lots of things can give you confidence for a little while. But confidence that lasts a lifetime? There's one place you'll find that.
Yeah, so I agree with the message, but I don't agree with the delivery. Second one.
What's the first step towards victory?
How about passing your run? Turning up
Failure.
fit? While your arm's shaking, you were running, not doing push-ups. Predator.
You fail.
Come on, keep going.
You learn. So you can win when it really matters.
It sounds like me on Tinder.
Hear it.
You learn to fail. I both love and hate that ad. Dave, gotcha. I do too. That none of that is inspiring at all. The ad needs to go and show all the pros of joining, the adventure, going to other countries, travelling on government business, great friends, meeting the families. This is my car, selling the car. This is my girlfriend, all those sort of things. And then what's happening overseas. So people get a snapshot of hard work, of getting yelled at, but understanding why. Maybe an NCO yelling at a soldier, and then later on it shows him tap, tap, puts his arm around his shoulder. There you go. You learn. There you go, mate. Off you go. And I don't know. You know, you're a volunteer when you go there. You're getting yelled at not because they hate you. It's because they need you to do something right goddamn now. You know, we don't talk to our kids in McDonald's car park nicely when they're under 9 years old and there's cars moving around. You yell at them quickly, sharply. Stop! You know, so they react to what you do. And that's the reason why we act like that. But then we're sitting down beside you, eating your Cactus Jacks, you know, helping each other crew serve to get the bloody toothpick out of the roof of your mouth after eating a clubby.
Sorry, it's not funny. I don't know why I laugh so hard. It's not fun.
Ryan, you can like the ad, but what I'm saying is I don't think it inspires anyone to join. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, but maybe because it's a different generation than us, maybe they, you know, like you said, it's but I wouldn't think that would appeal to the mean generation either.
Nothing's going to appeal to them. If you don't want to join the military, you know, nothing's going to appeal necessarily to you. You're going, that doesn't change my mind.
No, exactly.
I don't suddenly want to kiss a boy because I see a Mardi Gras.
Yeah. I haven't seen that ad, Smokey B. He said, have you seen the British Army ad when they all stop for the soldier to pray when their comrades are radioing for backup?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. There's no way I don't give a shit about your culture when we're in the shit, you know.
Yeah, right. You've just got a war machine that doesn't work, if that's the case.
Yeah.
You've got a broken part. Replace it.
The ambassador came up with a good one there. I recently visited the War Memorial down in Canberra. Plenty of inspiration there.
Yeah.
Exactly right. And ambassador, you've hit the nail on the head. You can inspire people to love their country, to represent their country in either sports, military, whatever, you know, through teaching them the right history, the inspiration, the struggle that people have had, whether it be in England, whether it be in Canada, whether it be in the USA, Australia, New Zealand, France, Africa, Indonesia. You teach them about the struggle. You teach them about you take or you put more on the table than what you take off it. You know, yeah, I don't know. I'm just accidentally, it all makes sense to me. But to some people, it just doesn't make sense to them. Yep.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense to me either.
Yep. Yeah, that ad was wrong, Smokey.
I haven't seen that one. I'm going to go looking for it.
Nitro, the recruiting ad for my position said I'm not allowed to tell people I'm in intel. Yeah, that's true. You can. Look, you can tell people you're in intelligence. You just can't tell them what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, what is current. It's like you can tell someone you're in signals. You don't necessarily tell them you're in OPSIGs. Okay, you can tell them you're in the army. You can tell them that you're in the military. You don't have to tell them that you're a commander. You don't have to tell them you're special forces. You know.
Yeah. Bryce has said the War Memorial really changed me. I saw the changing of the guard.
Yep.
And I didn't know it, but it brought out the warrior in me.
There you go. Whatever inspires you, puts the hair on your chest and your butt, that's all that matters. One of the toughest things, and we've explained this to people before, and when you go to the military and you go through Kapooka, you go to the Canberra War Memorial. And when you go into the Canberra War Memorial, it has nowhere near the effect that it does when you go there as a recruit at Kapooka. Because all of a sudden now, you have a regimental number. You have the oath for affirmation on the Queen or God to defend Her Majesty's and Australian soil, domestic and abroad. So now when you look at the most recent names, you know that all of them had also gone to Kapooka, had also gone and looked at those names. Maybe they paid them off. Maybe they didn't put a poppy on a name. But now their names are there, without their rank, just beside where their theatre was. Okay, and that's it. They're just a name. All right. We're all equal on that wall. So the Canberra War Memorial, you suddenly start to get it and you realise that you're also making history. Yep.
But, I love the War Memorial. I didn't have enough time.
There isn't enough time, it's a bloody catacomb. And now it's getting rebuilt. COVID's probably been good for it because it's allowed the builders to go in there. And what must be so amazing about the War Memorial is when people get there and they're like, what do you mean this doesn't cost anything? It's free, but freedom wasn't free. These people, it cost a lot for that to be there.
More than $1.
But it was in blood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think we've got the best war memorial in the world.
Yeah, it's amazing. It is amazing. We often sing its praises, and it is really worth it.
It's lovely.
Now, Nathan Island doesn't know what a turducken is.
What?
A turducken. Do you know what one is?
I just want to see it. Where is it written so I know that it's being pronounced right? So.
Turducken. Brady and I have been talking about it. It's like a duck inside a turkey with a chicken inside the duck.
That is disgusting.
Yeah, I've eaten them a couple of times and I'm always unimpressed. It doesn't do any of them any favours.
There's no winner there.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't bring out the best of any of them.
That sounds like salmonella wrapped in a meal. KG, you're right there, mate. KG, living in Canberra and passing it regularly is a privilege.
Yeah, that'd be best to be able to go see it all, take it all in. I just get lost in the little dioramas. I love them.
Yeah. You can feel the names on the wall talking to you. Like, look at me, someone say my name.
As portrait artists, I love the portrait galleries too. They're amazing. I could stare at them for hours.
Yeah. Tonight was dedicated, for those guys that didn't know, to Vinders, to Thomas Curry, who was killed in operations from 4-2 Commando of the Royal Marines over in Afghanistan in Helmand Province in 2007. This was his girlfriend, which no doubt, you wouldn't be dumping her, was going to one day become his wife, maybe after that trip. That's when soldiers traditionally actually ask a girl to marry him when they pass the test, wrote the letters, sent the biscuits, come home and say, come with me, love, and then spend the money on them, and then realise you're a keeper, you were there for me when I needed you. So now she's a widow, girlfriend, of one of the Britain's best that lost his life while facing the foe. The gentleman beside him, his name is Lance Corporal Bisbin. I can't read it from here. He is that guy's best friend and also working beside him that took out the guys that actually took out Thomas Curry. So it created closure, but then he had an awful time dealing with the survivor guilt, etc., that came onto him, wondering if he could have acted quicker to save him, and had to look in the eyes of Carla when he came home and said, well, I was there, I avenged Thomas, okay, but it doesn't change the fact that he's not here anymore. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Tarpsy, you're exactly right. Pearl Harbor Memorial is amazing on the Arizona.
I have heard that. What's amazing about it?
What's amazing is you go there. What I don't like is sometimes there's Japanese ships with the Japanese flags flying, and I love Japan, but they've got their Japanese flags flying. That should have been as a sign of respect. We surprise attacked you. We will never, while we're allowed in this harbour, ever fly our flag as a sign of respect, so to speak. But when you go in there, there's a memorial where you get a ferry out to the memorial that is over the top of the Arizona, which is a graveyard, but it's sunk to the bottom there. But the oil is still coming up and seeping out of that, as if to signify, a last bit of dominance, that it's still there. But around that is the battleships and the retired battleships like Missouri, And the thing about these battleships is, you would absolutely love this, Lauren, and not many people know about this, that the battleships, out of respect to the past, were still made with wooden decks.
Really?
Yep.
Well, I didn't know that.
And it's not flat like you'd expect. It's a long way up to the bow and to the stern of the ship.
Is it really?
Yep. And there's a barber chair on every Navy ship that the US has, which is for the captain when he sits outside.
Really?
Yep.
I love that sort of stuff. I've actually heard that it is amazing.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Really, really beautiful.
Yeah. There was some really nice comments. Let me go back. One was from Jesse Bray, who was here, and he said his little lady's kicking up a stink tonight, but they're otherwise well. My friends asked me why I wanted to join the army. Thought I was stupid. My history teacher took us to the War Memorial, and when we arrived, I said, this is why, all of those poppies. That's lovely.
Yep. And every one of them, every single one of those names on that wall has a family around them. The people that would have spoken about their name, the people who lost. And remember that those that serve, normally at a time of need, are the people that would have been the best people of your society. The strongest, the bravest. They came. There's a saying called, we called, they came. We called, they served.
Yep.
They are the people that would have volunteered to stay on the Titanic. They are the people that always have a little bit more to give. They have the physical fortitude to stand up and say, not on my watch. They're the guys that go to the scream in the night. They're the ones that say, don't bully that guy.
Yep, exactly. Yep, we'll protect you. Yeah.
They're the opposite of the left. They choose action over words.
Yep. My son's school did a trip to Canberra, and they spent a great deal of time at the War Memorial, which was really great.
And sometimes you actually, I've been there 100 times. There's times you actually feel guilty when you go to leave. There's not an appropriate time to leave. You're like, who have I missed?
Right from the second you walk in there is so much to see. I really did not get to see everything I wanted to see. I could have spent days.
There's one place that I've been to. Actually, there's a few places I liked almost as much as the War Memorial. One of those places was Westminster Abbey. Has anyone here, any thumbs up? Has anyone here been to Westminster Abbey?
I haven't, but I'd love to go.
Oh, they would never get you out of there.
No, that's right. I'd just end up like Quasimodo.
When you go to Westminster Abbey, team, you see there's a little abbey and then there's Westminster Abbey. They're basically almost like a T touching each other. One is free. Westminster Abbey, when I went there in 2008, was like £15 then, which was about $30 at the time. And I remember thinking, why would you go and pay $30 to go into church when you can go in that one for free? And I went, you know what? That fear of missing out, I'm going in there.
Yep.
I went in there. The very first thing that you see to your left is the tomb of a king. And you're going, if that's the first thing I run into is the tomb of a king, what else is in here?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you can choose to shut your mouth and put on headphones, and it will tell you, take 20 steps and stand on the cross. You go and stand on a cross, it says turn left, now look at this. Press this button, and it'll tell you what you're looking at. And it has this amazing tour that you can do all by yourself without your partner, so you can just fully embrace everything. And it's got the sounds of the times and all that sort of shit. It's amazing. But one of the things, a couple of things that I really, really loved was there was, on the outside Abbey as well as this one, there was plaques on the walls where cavalry officers and infantry officers and military commanders were so impressed with their colleague who showed such bravery but was killed in battle that they put all their monies together and got them buried amongst kings. So there is actual military officers buried inside the grounds of Westminster Abbey and the church itself, and knights
I love that.
who got paid for by their brothers to be buried amongst the kings. And when you go down to where all the clans came together, where they used to hold court, where a common man never would have been allowed to go, we're talking about thousands of years of history here, then there's all chipped flagstones. And what that was caused by was the knights leaning on their swords, would be hitting their swords up and down out of anger, or protest, or maybe even support, which was chipping the flagstones. And it's beside the coat of arms of each one of these chairs where the king sat at the end of that hall.
Be amazing. You'd have me at the coat of arms too.
Oh, absolutely.
The whole thing.
Good night, Spartan. He left 3 thumbs.
Yeah, of course he did. And also Nathan Island is off to bed. He's off to spend well, he's not off to bed, or maybe he's off to spend some quality time with his wife.
That's fantastic.
Out to dinner and a movie. Everyone's on date nights tonight. Is that because it's Friday night?
It is too.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, team, there's not more people here. Almost everyone from our stream, is at Kapuka at the moment or at units. And also, like we said, we have so many people that say they don't get notifications anymore. We've had people that have been told they got unsubscribed. Our videos aren't showing up on YouTube in the front pages. I don't know.
Good night, Smokey.
Smokey. Good night, team. I look forward to the poop stream in the future.
Yeah.
Brown undies. Okay, Minister for War and Defence has hollered. Take care, everyone. Okay, guys, let's get out of here.
Sounds good.
I'm going to go and check out that tomorrow. And I want to go for long wheelbase, not the short.
Yep.
And hopefully QPM keeps going. Hopefully you keep going. Hopefully Kapuka keeps bringing us the good news other than our gentleman that hit the wall basically a few days ago. Ambassador, something fascinating about being in a historical significant place and wondering just what these walls must have seen.
This is something you and I talk about a lot, isn't it? When we talk about all the places you've been, and I live vicariously through your adventures. And I think, how many people have walked on those cobblestones? I try to imagine the fabric of their garments and that. I really get absorbed in history. I love it.
The army has given me everything, Lauren.
Yeah.
I've been to more locations than I'd say 99.99% of humans on this planet. All of it paid for by the military or myself on leave from a military operation. Whether it be at Masada in Israel, whether it be conducting the opening of the Park of the Australian Soldier at Beersheba, whether it be doing an Anzac Day ceremony, Mount Scopia, Israel, Jerusalem, whether it be living in the fort, which was built by the Portuguese in East Timor, whether it be at Arizona, whether it be having the guys I worked with on the pitches all through the Canberra War Memorial. Okay, whether it be from Central Africa, where Divine Vision of Mary happened at Caballo, and then seeing the aftermath. Whether it be meeting Madame Carr, who was Gorillas in the Mist best friend, Diane Fossey, and going and seeing the Gorillas while they were in Africa. It's being born on Anzac Day, having a daughter on Remembrance Day, having a father who's my hero, who went to Vietnam. Lauren is here. You guys are here. The legacy continues.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we got a good thing going on here.
We do.
Yeah.
Dave D. I just want to... I hate the fact that we can't get Dave on here, but we don't want him to get himself in a position where he gets himself in trouble.
We can't do that. Yeah, I know. He's great too. And I'll never forget how proud I was when I seen him all in his suit, ready.
Yeah, he was. You're stoked.
Yeah, he scrubs up all right, does our Dave.
Yeah, he does, and he's a good bloke too.
He sure is, yeah.
And he even puts his hand in his pocket, okay, for a coffee when you meet him.
Good night, everyone. Have a really good evening.
Yeah, see you later, team. Carl, say goodnight to Lincoln and Justin for me.
Yeah.
Lauren, thank you very much for what you do for us here.
Oh, no, it's always my pleasure.
That's what she said. That's literally what she said.
That is literally what I always say.
Okay. Can we just leave off with one last thought? One last thought about Vinders here. Okay, understanding that he's left a void after he left, and tonight we've re-mentioned his name. And maybe it's the only time his name has been mentioned this year. Thomas, Curry, Vinders, Carla. Okay, we're thinking about you today. All the best. And guys and gals, don't dislike someone because they don't want to join the military. Understand, we all have our parts in life. But these ads are not going to convince anyone against what they normally think. And maybe the right thing to do is only to enlist when your own shores are in danger. Maybe. Because you've got to reconcile that loss with your family for the rest of your life of what you could have been, that what you're not. So, with that out the way, thank you very much for donations. Thank you very much for donating your time. Okay, I love being here. It's hard to keep thinking of a subject to bring to you, but I hope you like the fact that we touch a subject, but then explode into Q&A, whichever chaps your ass that day.
Yep.
Lauren, do you want to do the final words?
If you like, yeah, I will just say good night, sleep well, everyone. Take a step towards your dreams. Do what you've got to do.
Be what you want to be.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Thanks. And Mark, great to have you here too, mate.
Yeah, for sure.
He's haunted us in chat.
Yeah, I hope we see you all again.
Okay, go and watch The Little Things. I don't mean that the piss